Now, may I request Ms. Christine Stayte from Sekolah Ciputra to share? Apa kabar, Ibu?
Sure. Yes, I think, I guess, the whole aspect of the creativity via all the different platforms and all the different programs that we were exposed to and that the children really took on quite readily. I think that's kind of been covered. I think probably as far as creativity goes, I think, the approaches to learning was that area that really was something that was just becoming a focus point in our teaching and learning, particularly in PYP. And I think, that's where the creativity was really coming through and unexpectedly. So, when we look at the students reflecting, we had a very one-size-fits-all way of reflecting prior to COVID, but giving the students a variety of tools, a variety of pathways to reflect really showed us how creative they are, not just in, collaborating with their colleagues and with their peers and producing and learning, but then in their reflection. So I would think my short and sweet answer is that the creativity I really saw come through was in their ability to think about their learning and reflect on their learning. And the many, many ways that they could do that. And their creativity in that was really mind-blowing sometimes, especially when you looked at their PYP exhibitions and how they reflected on that process. So, yeah, I'd say the creativity in reflection was really something special that happened COVID and post-COVID as we move into whatever stage we're in right now.
All right, so now we're going to move on to the second question, and that is what kind of initiative has been taken to identify promising classroom practices that can stimulate the students' desire to learn? So may we request Ms. Christine to start this? Yeah?
Yeah, sure. I think, when we're looking at a student's desire to learn, especially in these recent times and moving forward, I think some of the best initiatives that I've seen operating in the PYP and the MYP and DP is the connection to real life. And I think that is, when real life is actually not in your real life, as it was during COVID, when your real life was actually, the four walls of your house. That was a bit challenging. But I saw some really great initiatives happening where, children were empowered to look beyond what they were learning and their teachers worked really hard to be able to connect that to things that were actually happening. And I'm going to go now to my work with the Sustainable Development Goals because, at the beginning of the pandemic, there was less mention of all of that because we were so busy coping. And I feel like there'd been much traction made with the students connecting their learning and their real lives to those goals. And then all of a sudden it kind of went away. But I feel that this is really starting to pick up again, especially with COP26 having just happened. So I think I would encourage everyone, if you're looking for, clever ways to ignite that desire to learn, connect it to real life and connect it to the goals because they are connected to everything. And, we talk about all the time, we talk about making the world a better place. That's one of the big things from IB. Why are we lifelong learners? Why are we curious? It's so that we can make the world a better place, so that we can ensure that what we have here, we can continue on for decades to come and generations to come. So, yeah, so I think connecting to real life, is a great initiative that I've seen in igniting that student's desire to learn and empowering students to connect their learnings to the real world.